everybody. Today we're going to be going over some flashcards for the house and for furniture. So I hope you're going to study. So in a house, we have many rooms. Some people who live in a super big house maybe have 20 rooms. But in an apartment, maybe we have 5 different rooms. So I want you to think about the different rooms that we have in a house, because we don't live in one big room, right? We have different rooms for different types of activities. So while you're thinking, I'm going to ask you some questions. So what is the name for the room where we usually cook? I think this is the most important room of the house. So what is the name for the room where we do the cooking, where we keep food, where we put it into the refrigerator, where we put things into the freezer, sometimes also where we keep the rubbish? What do we call this room? This room is called the kitchen, right? This room is called the kitchen. So look at all the things we have inside the kitchen. Maybe a cat. We have the stove, the oven, we have a refrigerator, we have a sink, we have drawers, and cabinets. We usually have a window. I think it's important to have a window in the house, right? And this is where we do cooking. This is where we cook, the kitchen. So now, what is the room where we go to eat? Sometimes we have a table in the kitchen and we eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner in the kitchen. But sometimes we have a specific room or specific area where we eat as a family, or where we eat with friends, where we have a table and we have chairs. What do we call this room? This room is called the dining room. To dine also means to eat, and a little bit more formal. To dine means to eat. So the name of this room is the dining room. Okay, and what do you see in this picture? We have a table, we have chairs. And how many chairs do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 chairs, which is usually normal for a dining room. But you can have as many chairs as you want. And we have the utensils. This is what we eat the food with, a fork and a knife. And sometimes we have a window. And sometimes we have a nice painting on the wall to make the room look a little nice. And now, what do we call the room where we sleep? Where we have our nice bed and pillows, and we get to put things up on the wall. What do we call the room where we sleep? Who can guess? What is the name of this room? The name of this room is the bedroom. This is the bedroom because it is the room where we keep the bed. So here's our bed with our pillow, very important, our chest of drawers, another window. Usually we have a lamp, a clock, so we can wake up in the morning, and a picture. Very good. And now, this is also a really important room. What is the name for the room where we go to wash our hands, or wash our face, or take a shower, or change our clothes and brush our teeth? What do we call this room? It is usually the smallest room in the house. What is the name for this room? Who's gonna guess? If you guess bathroom, you are correct. We call this room the bathroom because it is the room where we have the bath. Some people call this the bath or the bathtub. This is also the shower, right? And we have the sink over here and the toilet. And we usually always have a mirror in the bathroom so we can see ourselves and make ourselves look good for the day. And now, this is what we call the place where we relax, where we watch television, or where we take a quick nap, or where we read. And it's usually the biggest room in the house. what do we call this room? Usually has lots of windows so we can see outside. We call this room the living room. The room where we live, where we do the things that we like to do, where we watch television, where we take a nap on the couch, where we can play games on the table, we have a lamp, and usually we have things on the wall too. Right? This is called the living room. And now, where do we go to wash our clothes? Do we wash our clothes in the bathroom? Do we wash our clothes in the kitchen sink? Usually we have a place specifically where we go to wash our clothes. And this place, do you know what it's called? The name of this room? The name of this room is the laundry room or the washroom. So in Spain, it's typical to only have a washing machine. And the washing machine is usually in the kitchen. Very good. But sometimes people have a separate room where they go to do the laundry. Sometimes it's in the basement, which is the floor under the ground, which is why when we look out the window, we see the ground. And we see the stairs going down. Boom, boom, boom. And we have a washing machine to wash the clothes and a dryer to dry the clothes. And some people have this room and some people don't. And some people who live in a house, or some people who live at the very top floor of an apartment building, have another special room. What do you think this is called? There's a room that has the ceiling that goes like this. What do we call this? We call this room the attic. You can see how the roof, the ceiling, goes up like this. And the attic is usually just a place to be quiet and to relax and to look out the window. Here we have a special type of chair called a rocking chair that goes back and forth like this. So now that you know all the rooms, I want you to try and guess what room I'm in right now in my house. What do you think this room is? Based on what you see. Do you think I'm in the living room or the bedroom? What do you think? If you guessed bedroom, you are correct. I am in my bedroom. And I love to be in my bedroom. I think it's a really fun place to be. Here's my bedroom. And what is the main thing in my bedroom? It's my bed. It's right over here. And I have lots of pillows. And I have a bookshelf over here with my books. I have a mirror back there. And this, what do we call this? This is my closet, right? Or my wardrobe. So now that we know the rooms, and we know that I'm in my bedroom, what are the names for all the things that we put inside the room? Because we need things inside the room. We don't sleep on the floor, right? And we need little shelves to put all our little things. We need furniture. So most of us, we go to IKEA and we buy furniture, or we get furniture from family, from grandparents. But at the end of the day, we need furniture. So we're going to go over the furniture for all the rooms. So let's start with this room. What is the name for this room? This is called the dining room. Very good. So in the dining room, what types of things do we have? What is the name for this? This is the table. Very good. We have a dining table, right? The dining table. And what else do we have at the table? Because we don't stand and eat, we sit down. And what do we sit down at, right? We sit down on a chair. Good job. This is a chair that we use to sit down. And also sometimes in the dining room, we have a window. Very good, everybody. So now what about this room? What is the name for this room? This is called the living room, remember? And what types of furniture do we need in our living room? We need some things, right? So what is this? This is the main thing, and it's the biggest thing usually that we have in the living room. What is it called? It's called a couch, or sometimes I say sofa. And in my living room, we have 3. It's a lot. We have 3 couches in my living room, and they're super comfy. And we also have, what is this? This is super important. This and this, what are these 2 things called? Do you know? It is called the entertainment center, right? Because we go there to get entertained. So this is the television, right? And the entertainment center is this whole thing where we use to put the TV on top of, and maybe we have some shelves here where we put DVDs or we put some music. So this is the entertainment center. And what do we call this? What do we call this thing right here? It's a table, right? But it's a special type of table. This type of table we call the coffee table. And it's usually a very short table, and we use it to put coffee on, or maybe tea, or water, or juice. So when we're sitting on the couch, we can drink some coffee. This is the coffee table. And in the dining room, or in the living room, we also have shelves. These are shelves, right? These are super important. This is where we put books that we have, or flowers, or anything that we want. And in my living room, we have a very big place where we keep books. So what is the name for the piece of furniture that we use where we keep books? What do you think? The name for this is the bookcase. Very good. I'm sure that in your house, you probably have a bookcase. If not in your living room, then maybe in your bedroom. But I'm sure that you have a place to keep books. So now let's move to the, what's the name of this room? Who remembers? We're gonna move to the bedroom. Very good. The bedroom. And we have so many things in the bedroom. But the main thing that we have in the bedroom is a, what is it? Is a bed, right? Because without a bed, we have no bedroom. So this is a bed. Beds can be big or small, right? And we usually use something for our head. What are they called? What do we call the place where we put our head on the bed? There's a pillow, right? So some people call them pillows and some people call them cushions, right? So this is what they look like. And now behind me is something also pretty big. What do you think is inside there? If I open it, what's going to be inside? Is that where I keep food? Or is that where I keep my pencils? What do I keep inside here? I keep my clothes in there. I'm going to show you now. I'm going to go and open it and you can see what is inside my closet. Ta-da! So here I have my clothes and my shoes. And this is called my closet or my wardrobe. Closet or the wardrobe. And right now I'm sitting on a chair and I have something here. This is where I used to write and do some work and use my computer. What is the name for this? Maybe you have one in your bedroom too. Or maybe mom and dad have one in their bedroom. What is the name for this? If you guessed desk, you are correct. Right now, I'm sitting at my desk. Most of you, I'm sure, have a desk in your bedroom. And sometimes next to our beds, we need a place to put little things that we need to go to sleep. Maybe it's where we put a book, or maybe it's where you put your glasses when you take them off at night. What do we call this type of table that's next to our bed? We call it a nightstand. You say nightstand because it's a little place or a little table that stands, and we use it at night. Very good. And also, if you're like me, if you have a lot of clothes, or specifically a lot of socks, we need an extra place to put them. That's not our closet or not our wardrobe. So what do we call the piece of furniture where we do an action like this, that we pull out and we take out? What is the name for this? It is a chest of drawers, or simply drawers, right? This is where we can keep some extra clothes, maybe t-shirts or socks or sweaters or jumpers. I bet you have one in your room too. So this is chest of drawers. Now, what if you have a baby in the house? Does a baby sleep in a bed like you or me? Where does the baby sleep? The baby has a special place where it sleeps, right? What do we call this? We call it a crib. A crib. I'm sure that when you were a baby, you also slept in a crib. I did too. So these are the main furniture that we have in our house. And I'm going to ask you some questions now. I'm going to hold up a flashcard and you have to guess what it is. So let's start with, I'm going to give you the room. Let's start with the dining room. What is this? What is this called? If you guessed dining table, you are correct. And what about this one? What is this? What do you call this? We sit on this. If you guessed chair, you are correct. Okay, we're gonna move to the living room. The living room. So take a good look. So what do we call this piece of furniture? There's two things here, but together we call it the entertainment center, or we can call it the TV. Okay, what about this one? Remember, this isn't just any old table. It's a specific table. What do we call this? We call this the coffee table, where we drink coffee. Very good. Now, what is the name of the place that we go to lay down? What is this? What do we call this? Who knows? This is called the couch or the sofa. Very good. Okay. The next one. Are you ready? This is where we can put some extra things that we have in a room, where we can display things. Maybe we can display something like a mug, or maybe where we put a plant, like this plant I have right here. What do we call this piece of furniture where we can display things? What is this called? What is this called? Shelves. Can you say shelves? The V. Very good. Now this is the place where we put books, like this book right here. What do we call the place where we put books? What is this called? This is called the bookcase. Excellent, guys. Okay, now we're moving to the bedroom. So take a good look. Okay, are you ready? So what is the main thing we have in a bedroom? What do we sleep on? What is this called? This is called a bed. Good job. And the place where we put our head when we sleep? The place where we put our head when we sleep is called the pillow or the cushion. Okay. And now what's this thing behind me? Do you remember? What is this called? What do I keep inside? I keep my clothes inside. So what do we call it? Not the shelves, but the wardrobe or closet, right? Good job. Okay. Now, what is the little table that we keep next to our bed? We don't call it a table. We call it a nightstand because we use it at night, right? Okay. Now, who remembers? What am I sitting at right now? I have my chair, and I also have another type of table. What do we call this? Where we do work, or where you do your homework. What do we call this? We call this a desk. Very good. A desk. Okay. And if we have some extra clothes, like t-shirts or socks, where do we keep them? What is the name of this? What is the name? Drawers, right? Drawers, and we pull them out like this and we put them back. And do you remember where a baby sleeps? If there's a baby inside the house, where do they sleep? They sleep in a crib. Very good, guys. Okay, give me a clap. Good job. So I want you to go over all the rooms in the house and all the furniture, okay? Great job, guys. Bye-bye.